Lúc này là 7 giờ 13 phút sáng thứ hai ngày 22 tây tháng 9 năm 2025.
Just a few miles from here, 2 years ago at America Fest 2023, Charlie delivered a speech on stage for our TPUSA Faith event. Charlie loves speaking off the cuff. He's very good at that. Without a script. So I personally didn't know what he was going to say. And what he chose to speak about that day was his submission to the will of God. He quoted one of his favorite Bible verses, Isaiah chapter 6, verse 8. Here I am, Lord. Send me. After Charlie finished, I met him backstage, and I spoke to him, and I'll never forget this. I said, Charlie, baby, please talk to me next time before you say that statement. Because when you say something like that, there is so much power in that verse. When you say, here I am, Lord, use me, God will take you up on that. And he did for Charlie.
Là lúc này là nãy con quay là 7 giờ 13 phút sáng nè. Và trong nhà con tắt đèn á. Và tắt đèn hết nè.
11 days ago,
chỉ có cái bóng đèn ở trong bàn thờ này thôi. Này, sáng nè. Trời sáng này đó. Mưa nữa hả trời? Trời mưa rồi. Ông trời ông đang khóc á. Thấy ông trời mưa thấy không? Mưa nhỏ à. Mưa hạt nhỏ. Ta cho tấu lại quay cho nó rõ.
On the afternoon of September 10th, I arrived at a Utah hospital to do the unthinkable, to look directly at my husband's murdered body. I saw the wound that ended his life. I felt everything you would expect to feel. I felt shock. I felt horror. And a level of heartache that I didn't even know existed. But there was something else too. Even in death, I could see the man that I love. I saw the one single gray hair on the side of his head, which I never told him about. Now he knows. Sorry, baby, telling you now, but never told him. Didn't want to. I also saw this. I also saw on his lips the faintest smile. And that told me something important. It revealed to me a great mercy from God in this tragedy. When I saw that, it told me Charlie didn't suffer. Even the doctor told me there was something so instant that even if Charlie had been shot in the operating room itself, nothing could have been done. There was no pain. Fear. Knowing that maybe one moment Charlie was doing what he loved, arguing and debating on campus. front of a big crowd, and then he blinked. He blinked and saw his Savior in paradise.
Đó, đèn của Chúa nè, đèn của Chúa sáng lên nè.
And all the heavenly mysteries were
Ủa,
revealed to
con mở
him.
bự luôn sao?
God's love continued.
Đèn trong hang đá tự sáng lên nha.
The next day on the tarmac in Air Force Two, I confronted Usha Vance. I held her hand and I told her, honestly, I do not know how I'm going to get through this. She told me something. She said, you know when you're on an airplane with your kids, and it's the last 15 minutes of the flight, things are crazy. Kids are not cooperating, toys are flying everywhere, and everyone's screaming. You think to yourself, I cannot wait for this flight to land. And it's 15 minutes before you land. And she told me, you will get through these 15 minutes in the next 15 minutes after that. Usha, I don't think you realized it then, but these words were exactly what you needed to hear. But most of all, God's mercy and God's love have been revealed to me these past 10 days. After Charlie's assassination, we didn't see violence. We didn't see rioting. We didn't see revolution. Instead, we saw what my husband always prayed he would see in this country. We saw revival. This past week, we saw people open a Bible for the first time in a decade. We saw people pray for the first time since they were children. We saw people go to a church service for the first time in their entire lives. Charlie liked to journal. And I say this because he did it to remember important moments and sayings that affected him. And one of the things he wrote in his journal was this.
Đó, cái cọng cỏ mà Chúa cho nó sáng lên đó.
Every time you make a decision, it puts a mark on your soul. To those of you out there who just made that decision and took the first step toward a spiritual life, I say thank you and welcome. One day I hope you look back and realize it was the most important decision of your life, because it is.
Đức Chúa như nghiêng cái đầu qua bên đây sao trời à. Nghiêng cái mặt qua. Đâu có ai đụng vô đâu. Đó, đợi thẳng là theo. Mặt Đức Chúa nghiêng qua đây này. Đâu có ai đụng vô đâu. Hang đá nhà con không có ai vô nhà con, không ai đụng vô hết á. Để con coi, hồi nãy con phát hiện ra là video kia để đến lúc mấy giờ đây.
He knew that faith was a habit. The more you live it, the more it grows. But know this too. The seed has only just been planted. The enemy will tempt you the most in a time
Nãy
like
Tổng
this
thống
one.
Trump nói
God will always
chưa
be
kịp
there for
quay,
you, but you must
mở lên nó
choose
chưa kịp quay
to
hết.
mark your soul again and again in the direction of Christ. Pray again. Read the Bible again. Go to church next Sunday and the Sunday after that, and break free from the temptations and shackles of this world. Being a follower of Christ is not easy. It's not supposed to be. Jesus said, if anyone would come after me, let him deny himself, take up his cross and follow me. He said he would be persecuted. He said we would be persecuted. And Charlie knew that
Hết pin rồi.
cross all the way to the end.
Hết pin rồi.
And I want all of you to know.
Hết pin từ cái đèn led nó tắt luôn.
He was also ready to die.
Hết pin từ đèn led nó tắt luôn.
Nothing he was putting off. There was nothing that was too hard or too painful or nothing that he just felt he didn't want to do it.
Vì quay video này nữa là hết rồi, còn 15 giây à. 15 phút hay sao á. Này, nó tắt rồi.
Charlie died with incomplete work, but not with unfinished.
Hồi nãy quay là mấy giờ trời, nãy quên nói không biết, nhớ không biết. Đó, hang đá tấu hù nè nha. Tắt đèn led rồi, hang đá nè. Hang đá của Chúa vẫn có ánh sáng nè. Đó. Còn cái này là đèn ấy, đèn camera. Đèn camera. Đèn camera.
And how they could just dare to live it out. It would enrich every part of their life in the same way that it enriched ours. And someone once asked me how Charlie and I, how we kept our marriage so strong when he was busy traveling.
Là hang đá nè.
In our little city.
Hang đá là không có đèn led rọi vô nha. Hang đá không có đèn led rọi vô nè, mà ánh sáng của Chúa trong hang đá vẫn có nè, thấy không? Nếu mà gặp ánh sáng là mấy cái này nó chá lên. Để mở đèn sạc lên thử. Đó, hang đá của Chúa nè. Đó, hang đá của Chúa nha. Để mở đèn sạc lên. Để mở đèn sạc lên thử coi. Để mở đèn sạc lên. Gặp đèn sạc là nó sáng à, tức là trong hang đá của Chúa. Ủa tôi hù thui vậy. Chúa cho tấu hù thui. Mà tấu hù thui vẫn có. Nếu mà ổn định lại nó vẫn có. Con mở đèn led lên nha. Đó, mở đèn led lên. Ồ quên, mở đèn sạc này. Này đèn sạc này. Mở đèn sạc lên. Đó. Mở đèn sạc nè nha. Mở cái đèn sạc này đó. mở cái đèn sạc á.
Your wife is not your servant. Your wife is not your employee. Your wife is not your slave. She is your helper. You are not rivals. You are one flesh working together for the glory of God. I was Charlie's confidant. I was his bolt. His closest and most trusted advisor, his best friend. I poured into him and loved him so deeply, empowered him. Because his love for me drove me to be a better wife. Every day he honored me, and I prayed that I could be the wife that God needed me to be for my husband. Women, I have a challenge for you too. Be virtuous. Our strength is found in God's design for our role. We are the guardians. We are the encouragers. We are the preservers. Guard your heart. Everything you do.
Nhớ trên đầu mẹ nè.
And if you're a mother, please recognize that is the single most important ministry you have. In our home, as Charlie traveled a lot, we tried to travel with him when we could. But I made sure that when Charlie returned from work, it was his sacred landing place. Away from the worries of the world. It didn't make him feel guilty for being away too long or too much, or getting home too late. I always told him, home is here for you, and it'll be ready for you. And I made it into this place where he wanted to be as soon as possible when he was on the road. There was no keeping score between us. We were a team.
Vợ hôm này nói nhưng mình nuốt nước mắt vào trong á. Nói mà nước mắt nó nuốt vào trong không nó. Ông có khóc ồ lên sợ nói không được, nghẹn á, nghẹn nói không được. Nên ráng nuốt nước mắt vào trong nói cho nó xong bài diễn văn này. About God's design for marriage is that everyone can. I could talk endlessly about it in years to come, I will. But Charlie's mission above all was aimed directly at those who aren't married. He named his organization well. He knew things were not right with America, and especially with young people, and they needed a new direction. Charlie passionately wanted to reach and save the lost boys of the West. The young men who feel like they have no direction, no purpose, no faith, and no reason to live. The men wasting their lives on distractions, and the men consumed with resentment, anger, and hate. Charlie wanted to help them. He wanted them to have a home with Turning Point USA. And when he went onto campus, he was looking to show them a better path and a better life that was right there for the taking. He wanted to show them. my husband Charlie. He wanted to save young men just like the one who took his life.
Đức Chúa Giêsu hiển linh cho linh hồn người chồng của người đàn bà này được lên thiên đàng ấy. Người phụ nữ này nè, xin Chúa ban ơn cho người chồng của người phụ nữ này được lên thiên đàng. Người phụ nữ có 2 con. Người phụ nữ này có 2 đứa con nhỏ.
For they not know what they do. Forgive him.
Đức Chúa ban ơn cho linh hồn người chồng của người phụ nữ này được lên thiên đàng.
I forgave him because it was what Christ did. It is what Charlie would do. The answer to hate is not hate. The answer we know from the gospel is love, and always love. Love for our enemies and love for those who persecute us. The world needs Turning Point USA. It needs a group that will point young people away from the path of misery and sin. It needs something that will lead people away from hell in this world and in the next. It needs young people pointed in the direction of truth and beauty. So I promise you today, every part of our work will become greater. I am tremendously honored to be the new CEO of Turning Point USA. I do not take that lightly. Charlie and I were united in purpose. His passion was my passion, and now his mission is my mission. Everything that Turning Point USA built through Charlie's vision and hard work, we will make 10 times greater through the power of his memory. Chapters will grow, thousands of new ones will be created. TP USA Faith will add thousands of new pastors and congregations. And yes, campus events will continue. And we will continue to hold debates and dialogue. The First Amendment of our Constitution is the most human amendment. We are naturally talking beings, naturally believing beings. And the First Amendment protects
Con hết
our right
pin
to
rồi,
vote.
hết pin rồi.
No assassin will ever stop us from standing up to defend those rights, ever. Because when you stop the conversation, when you stop the dialogue, this is what happens. When we lose the ability and the willingness to communicate, we get violence.
wheelchair now. Look at this beautiful road my husband and me. Think of my husband 13 years ago. I hadn't met him yet.
Đây người đàn ông này nè,
13 years old.
Đức Chúa cho linh hồn người đàn ông này được lên thiên đàng ấy. Con biết nói tên.
Running around the halls of the RNC.
Người chồng của người phụ nữ này nè, đấu tranh để cho mọi người tỉnh thức á, không có theo những kẻ xấu nữa mà bị kẻ xấu bắn chết là Đức Chúa.
He was going to change the world, and he did. Charlie's life was a turning point for this country. It was a miracle. Let that miracle, was Charlie's life, be your turning point as well. Choose prayer. Choose courage. Choose beauty. Choose adventure. Choose family. Choose love of faith. Most importantly, choose Christ. I love you, Charlie. I will make you proud. God bless you all. God bless America.
Chào người phụ nữ vừa vô là con cũng hết pin luôn á, chắc con còn 5% pin nè. Chợ mới đó chết rồi. Người đàn ông này tên này là Đức Chúa cho linh hồn người đàn ông tên này nè được lên thiên đàng. Có tổng thống Trump á.
Please welcome to the stage the 45th and 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
Đâu con hết pin rồi, còn 5% mà con dừng lại luôn. Có tổng thống Trump rồi. Rồi con quay cho hết. Trời ơi, còn 5% pin nè. Giờ màn hình trong điện thoại con tối hù à. Màn hình trong điện thoại con tối hù nha. Hồi nãy tổng thống Trump nói trước rồi mà con chưa kịp, đang ngủ giật mình dậy mở lên thì là lấy điện thoại rồi chuẩn bị cái là hết luôn. Tổng thống Trump hết nói.
From the nations Minnesota to the hills
Trời chắc còn 3% mà. 3% pin rồi màn hình rồi tấu hù à. Tao cởi ráng quay cho hết. Cái này là pin này nó ấy vô cái đầu nó ấy nó lăn lăn là biết là hết pin rồi. Điện từ nó vô. Thôi gửi con ráng Đức Chúa ơi, cho cái đầu con đừng bị sao nha, con quay cho nó tròn cái bộ phim này.
Nobody can sing that song like Lee Greenwood. Thank you very much, Lee. Very much, Lee. And his voice has not changed, you know? Pretty amazing. And a special thank you to Erica, because today America is a nation in grief, a nation in shock, and a nation in mourning. Less than 2 weeks ago, our country was robbed of one of the brightest lights of our times, the giant of his generation, and above all, a devoted husband, father, son, Christian and patriot. Charles James Kirk was dangerously murdered by a radicalized, cold-blooded monster for speaking the truth that was in his heart. He was violently killed because he spoke for freedom and justice, for God, country, for reason and for common sense.
Tôi cũng dừng
He
lại.
was assassinated because
Hết
he
pin
lived
rồi.
bravely. He led boldly.
Hết pin rồi, con quay điện thoại khác. Dừng lại.